Good
Yeah,
afternoon,
hi.
Raj. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking me. How's your day going?
It's normal,
It's
and
fine.
like
Okay.
I have been waiting for this session. Like I
Okay.
started with newspaper and doing all those stuff, and after
Okay.
that session,
Reading part and all that.
yeah,
Okay. Right. That is good. And today the topic is would you rather, it's all about choice and decision. We'll have a conversation. And I think I asked you
yeah.
to pick a book or an article for today.
No, nothing like
No.
that.
Okay. Do you have any book in hand?
Uh,
Just a page also, even an article, anything that you could just grab towards the end of the session.
I can, but I mean, you will have to give me a minute.
That's okay. That's fine.
Okay. So
Okay.
shall I go for it? Or
Yeah. Yes. Yes. You take and keep it ready. Then we'll have the conversation.
okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Uh, yeah, back.
You've got a book?
Okay. Yeah,
Right. Okay. So I'm going to start with the conversation. I'm going to ask you a few questions connected with today's topic. Very
yeah.
easy, but you need to tell me why you're making that choice. Right?
Okay.
Some of the
Yeah.
choice would be like difficult. You have to decide and tell me. Okay. So would you rather, the first question is, would you rather choose to work in a school or prefer to take tuition classes?
Mhm. I would prefer to take tuition classes on my own,
Why?
and
Why?
the reason behind this is like if I join school, I will have to follow some or the other uh, principles that the school follows, and I will have to follow all those rules and regulations, and according to that, I can go forward on. But if I have a free hand in tuitions, I can operate it on my own and I can show my creativity there. So I have more chances to work on my creativity part, and like I have uh, the chance to show my expertise in my own way and not in a certified way.
Very good, excellent. So to exhibit, to display, not show, because you are an
Yeah,
advanced learner, to exhibit or display my creativity, my skills in my own
yeah.
way and as per a certified way. Okay, certified structure. So the next one is, would you rather prefer reading or suppose you have some leisure time. You're taking your tuition classes and you have maybe 1 hour to rest. Okay, so you've got two options. Would you rather prefer reading or learning new words?
I would go for reading. Like if
Why?
I'm teaching and there is a time gap between teaching the slots, so I would prefer to go for reading, especially those notes that is going to be helpful for my students. So that I could make my plan according to the students' requirement.
Okay,
Sometimes that there are different students, they require different set of I mean, their requirements are different. So if we
good.
can mold our planning according to them, it will be helpful for them to understand. So for
Very
that,
good.
of those purpose, I will try and plan my readings according to
Okay, so how do you pronounce the word reading?
that. Reading,
Reading, reading,
reading, yeah,
reading. Okay, it's
reading,
not reading, it's reading. Okay, fine.
reading.
The next
Okay.
one, what do you prefer? Do you prefer earth or sky?
Uh,
Which one do you prefer, earth or sky? Of course, both are important, just for the
yeah, of
fun of
course. Both are important, and I would rather go for sky
why.
because I love it's like since my childhood, even in my dreams, I used to feel that I am flying and then I'm unable to uh, come down on the earth. But I used to enjoy that. Like, uh, but the next moment when I used to come in my senses, I used to think that had it been a possibility, if I would have done that in reality as well, that would have been great.
Okay, good, excellent. The last one, do you prefer reading something or listening to something?
Uh, Till now, if I explain about my habits, I generally go for listening, and
Okay,
I enjoy listening to more often. But I certain kind of changes that I'm feeling, and that makes me towards reading more. Like if I have to pick one book or one story, and there is a movie on that or book available on that, so I would go for the book first, and I
okay,
would love to read.
okay, good. So certain kind of changes I feel that is wrong. Um, I experience certain kind of changes or I feel certain kind of changes, not certain kind
Okay.
of changes I feel. And then you went on to make another sentence. Okay, so the whole sentence clubbed together did not make much sense. So and nowadays
Okay.
I
Yeah.
try changing my habits. I switch on to the
Yeah.
reading mode also at times.
Right.
Switch on such kind of words you can use, but I generally opt for listening to something. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Fine. All right. So now, see, we have to work on your tone. I think that is what I have been telling you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
yeah. So before working on the reading part, I prefer to work on the tone. Okay. So I will ask
Okay.
you to, what I will do is, okay, can you read this for me?
I can do this.
Okay. I can do this. So you gave a stress on can.
Yeah.
So just think of a very, very simple experience or simple situation. Maybe it's from your student or maybe it's from your own life where you felt that you couldn't do this, but finally you were like, I can do this or I could do this. So
Yeah.
you have to speak about it with so much energy, not drama. You have to speak with energy. You have to put necessary stress because only when you give the stress, people will find it convincing. Otherwise, it sounds
Okay.
monotonous. It sounds as if you have learned a speech. So you're speaking from your experience of your student or from your own experience about I can do this or the power of I can do this. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would like to explain a real life experience of mine.
Okay.
I I have gotten the opportunity of becoming a CA. I was pursuing that, but I opted out. Like I become a dropout.
Okay.
So I would say that I never felt when I. It seems like I had opted for it as enthusiasm, and when I started getting those troubles, I never felt that I can really do this.
Okay.
So later on, I shifted to
Another stream or another area of
another
study.
stream.
Okay. So just two sentences I want you to correct. Just think and think of the correction. I become a dropout. Put it
Okay.
in a better way, please. I become
Uh,
a dropout.
like uh, I just opted out of CA and chose
That's
another
fine.
stream.
Okay, so either you say I was a dropout or I became a dropout.
Yeah.
I opted out is also another way of putting the same thing. So I became a dropout, whatever. Okay. I opted for it as enthusiasm. Please
Uh,
find more clarity in that sentence. I opted for it as enthusiasm.
like I had gotten the opportunity to become a CA, but later stage when I became when I was an CA dropout, I felt that the decision was just an enthusiasm. So
Okay, the
I
decision
opted
was
CA.
made. Okay, the
Yeah.
decision was a quick decision.
Yes.
It was a very quick decision made out of enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm.
Okay, made out of enthusiasm, which means without much thought.
Yeah.
Without much thought, you made the decision out of enthusiasm. Okay, so that is correct. Actually, we don't say I had gotten. I got an opportunity to
Okay.
pursue the course, or I had got is also not appropriate. The grammar is okay, but still I got an opportunity to pursue CA, but I thought I will not be
Okay.
able to like that. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Right. Okay. So the next one is, can you tell me something about a quote? A quote. It could be from a book, it could be a quote that someone else shared with you, or something that you read through social media that really changed that really changed your thought process, at least for a day.
So I really love this quote. Recently, I was watching a movie. Uh,
Okay.
it was from like Earth Satya, released in 1983,
Okay.
and the slogan is "Every policeman is a citizen in uniform, and every citizen is a policeman without uniform." So I
Wow.
really liked it, and the psychology behind this. If we really think this way, we would definitely be a great country.
Right. So it's an interpolation of the duties of both the policeman, the citizen, more than that of a good human being who loves the country. You don't
Yeah,
have to be a policeman to follow or to make others obey the orders. You don't have to be something else, but it's your own will. So interpolation of many things, and as you said, the psychology behind it. Okay, fine, that was good. I could see some energy increasing, some enhanced energy in
okay,
the last two conversation. So one more thing, I'll try to ask you something else also. Okay, so now you've purchased something from the market. Okay, just imagine that you got a USB cable. Okay, you purchased a new USB cable from the market. You went to the shop, you went to the gadget shop and you got it. But when you came back home, somehow you found that it is not working. It's not
yeah,
working. The pin is not working. It's not charging. The device is not charging, or it's not serving your purpose. So you take this thing back to the shop. How will you explain what you want about your requirements?
okay. So this is the USB cable that I bought from your shop just 2 hours ago. And while I went to my home, it was not working. So just check it and let me, I mean, give me some another maybe. It's not working. Uh, Go for, I mean, just check it, and if you can replace it, it's good. If you
Okay.
can't, give me the new.
Okay. If you can't replace it, please refund the money.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because if you can't give me the new one, then you need to refund. You need to get a refund. Right?
yeah,
Or shall
exactly.
I know about the options of refunding the money? Okay, fine. So 2 months ago, sorry, 2 hours ago
two
is wrong.
hours,
2 hours back.
two 2 hours back. Yeah.
Back. It's not ago. It's not a long time. Just 2 hours back, I came, I got this
Okay.
USB cable.
Yeah,
Could
right,
you
right.
please replace it? Okay, I'll give you one more situation. Um, okay, it's about your learners, okay, who are coming for tuition classes, right? And a person is consistently not showing interest in studying. That is, you are explaining, you are taking a lot of effort, the person is not putting much effort. You can see that the person
Okay.
comes without a notebook, without the textbook. So you're like, okay, you told him two, 3 times, but still this person is repeating. And he doesn't seem to show any interest in sitting in the class. So you really want to find out what is wrong. Okay. And you also
Yes.
see that he gets distracted. It's not that he distracts others, but he gets distracted. He looks here and there. So, how will you address this learner? What will you exactly tell? How will you begin the conversation? So, imagine that everybody left the class and only you just call this boy. You say, "Excuse me." For example, Prashant, "Excuse me, Prashant, I would like to speak to you. I would like to have a small talk with you." Then, how will you proceed?
So the first thing I can say about my real life, that I would find my reality in him or her.
Okay. Okay.
So I would try to be polite as much as I can, and like try to ask that, okay, you are coming here for what reason? So
Okay.
if you are coming here, you should show some interest. You should be, I mean, you should be able to change yourself. If there is some problem, let's discuss it, and let's find out a way to come out of this situation, whatever you situations you are in. Just share it with your friends, your family members. If you are comfortable, share it with me. I can also help you out to come out of this.
Okay.
And there is nothing, no such problem which cannot be resolved.
Okay.
Or so you have to trust me. You have to trust your guardian, your friends, whoever you want to trust. Just trust him or her, and share all your problems with them, and then we will be able to find out how to go ahead.
Okay, fine. So there are no problems that cannot be solved, that cannot be resolved. Okay, so words like just listen to me, Raj. When you use words like cannot, share, trust, decide, such kind of words, keywords, these were the key words in your sentences because you are giving some suggestions in the form of instructions to the learner.
Yeah,
And they're very important. They're very important and it's crucial for this particular person because he's not showing any interest. So
that's
first
right.
you find out the reality, you try to connect with the person, and you're using all these words. So when you said cannot, I could hear that there was some stress. Trust also was okay, but try to raise slightly words as these, just locate the keywords and try to slightly raise the tone, not in an angry
Right.
way or not in a very, rude way, but you said I'll be very polite, but
Yeah, right.
slightly raise, give stress. Okay,
Yeah, right.
because why
Right.
I'm telling this is some people will not have this problem of speaking mechanically, but you have good vocabulary, you are able to express now, no problem. You are not straining, you are not showing much struggle with finding words also. So words are flowing out now. So when words flow out, there is a tendency for people to think that okay, he's good in the language, okay, let him speak. Monotonous. If you don't rise and fall, there are chances that
Yeah.
people will be like, okay, I don't want to listen to the whole thing. So now the problem is fluency
Right.
is that. See, when a person is
Yeah,
very
of
fluent,
course.
he will not listen to the entire thing until and unless it is somebody like Sadhguru or somebody, like in short bits and pieces you can listen when you're free. Otherwise,
Right.
you'll feel bored when he speak. Even when he speaks about certain things, you're like, okay, fine. You'll sleep in between. So the problem with fluency is that. So try to rise and fall. Try to ask questions. Okay, like why are you here? Like that was a very good question. Why do you think you are here? What brings you here for the tuition class? May I know? Okay, so these are
Yeah.
your objectives. Fine. So do you think that you are satisfied? Are you happy with my classes? What do you like the most about my class? What do you don't like? And then like that you go on and put in some questions when you practice all by yourself so that your tone becomes better.
Yeah.
Okay, now going to just select one page from the book and read two paragraphs, that's it, or just one
Yeah.
paragraph.
Okay. So we might feel that somehow we should try to eradicate this feeling of pleasure and pain, loss and gain, praise and blame, fame and disgrace. A more practical approach would be to get to know them, see how they hook us, see how they color our perception or of reality, see how they aren't all that solid. Then the eight worldly dharmas become the means for growing wiser as well as kinder and more content.
Two more sentences because we have time, and then I'll give you the feedback.
To begin with, in meditation, we can notice how emotions and moods are connected with having lost or gained something, having been praised or blamed, and so forth. We can notice how what begins as a simple thought, a simple
Okay.
quality of energy, quickly blossoms into full-blown pleasure and pain.
Okay, fine. So just a few corrections. Pleasure and pain.
Ple-
It's sure, pleasure. Pleasure and
pleasure,
pain. Not pleasure,
pleasure,
pleasure. Je.
pleasure, pleasure
Pleasure.
and pain.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Pleasure. It's pressure or pleasure. Is it PL or PR?
It, it is
Pleasure.
pleasure,
Pleasure.
pleasure,
Pleasure.
pleasure.
Pleasure. Okay. So we have two words. Pleasure, pressure.
Yeah,
Pressure cooker. That is there. That pressure is
yeah.
there. This is pleasure. So pleasure is just like measure, seizure. It's like, combination of je. It's like a French
So,
word.
yeah,
Je.
pleasure.
Okay.
Okay,
Pleasure. So when you read the word, I thought it was some other word because of the pronunciation. So work on
okay.
words with S. I told you that earlier also. Pleasure,
Yeah, yeah,
see.
right.
Okay. Then now when you read, it was much better. But there is a difference. You are reading now. The tone was much better. One thing is I
Yeah,
could understand that you were comprehending the meaning. You were trying to relate with the meaning, and then you read words like all that, as well as. To begin with, the tone was different. Okay, so that was
yeah.
nice. You can use these expressions, these phrases also in your conversation. To begin with, as well as, all of
Oh,
that. So there is a
yeah,
change in the tone. So such kind of expressions and keywords you have to stress. I think that's more than enough. Always remember that. When you ask question,
right.
of course, you have to raise a bit. You have to raise the tone a bit. Otherwise, small expressions, simple expressions like as well as, to begin with, until and unless. Furthermore, such kind of words and expressions. Then keywords like share, trust, love. Okay. Then what to say? Patience, mercy,
Yeah,
such kind of words, virtues, such kind of moral valued words. There you can stress. Okay,
okay.
so that's it. Pay attention to these, and I think you'll be better. Please keep reading on a daily basis. Read aloud.
Yeah, of
Listen to
course.
this video and see how you read. Check again
Yeah.
how you spoke. You will also be able to analyze yourself, and you can do a lot after you analyze yourself.
Okay.
Okay?
And one thing I would like to ask,
Yeah.
uh, if we are to describe something, we generally go for past tense, generally for past indefinite, for describing any event that has already happened.
That has already
But
happened. Okay.
yeah, but at some times we use present, simple present for describing some story or something. So that is not coming in my mind. What is that situation when we use simple present to describe a story or something?
Okay, so that depends on the person who is narrating. See, suppose you are telling that something happened, there was an event. Okay,
Yeah,
I can tell that in the present tense also. So I can say like there was a wedding on 20th of October, and as soon as I go into the hall, I saw somebody jumping out. So
yeah,
as soon as I go, so it's as if I'm speaking from that point. So it is not grammatically wrong, because in the beginning I told the audience there was a wedding on 20th of October, which means it's over. So I'm telling it's as if I'm speaking from that situation. As soon as I go into the hall, somebody jumped out of the hall. And you know
yeah.
something? Everybody ran, and I saw people running up and down. The waiter comes up, the bridegroom run, like that. I can put it in present tense also. But
So
only thing is, yeah,
yeah, okay, okay. I mean, the question is there any line between how to describe and which story to describe in which manner,
there is
either in
nothing like
past or
that.
present,
It is
or
your choice. Yes,
we
yes.
can choose anyone.
You can, but what I told you just now is the answer to that. That is, if you're narrating that from that particular point, like this is the example that I gave you, then you
Yeah,
can use
yeah,
present tense. But you
okay,
cannot say an event take place on October 20th. That is wrong. It took place, or there was a
yeah.
marriage function on. So there you
It
have to use
simply
past.
means like I can go with the past as well, like the event took place
Yes,
on this, and I
yes.
went there and something like that. And if
Something
I
happened.
wish, I can go in simple present
Talk
as well
from
and
that
simple.
point. You can talk
Yeah,
from that point of time, not always here and there. You can shift.
yeah, yeah. Right.
That is also possible, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Take care.
It's a lovely talking again. Uh,
Again. Yeah.
See
Bye
you
bye.
in
My
another
pleasure.
session. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.